소기 전환나 장주 바르다니 장수지 다기 전년기 배선한기 로아 벤시 성리주 파르쇼 전환 소기 전환나 장주 바르다니 장수지 다기 전년기 배선한기 로아 벤시 성리주 파르쇼
Hello everybody, good morning. Good morning. We have very hard to find parking. Yes. Maybe we should call snow dragon. Yes. You saw snow dragon? Snow dragon? Yeah. Some guy, he made the snows. Yeah, one guy in Chicago, he built all snow. He had a big truck. Yeah. 네, 애들이 부엌에서 랩샷.
So some of younger children came here today. I'm very happy to see all you here.
네, 이번에 다 지금 다 가라지 전도지 고만이 하더라고. 팀에서 결합해서.
So I don't have anything different, special that you have not heard before.
이나 다 단다 저 보고 소리나 다 지금 그 메통도 나 다 신이야 가면 가야 뛰어오고 그래서.
But the children are like the flower, but that's just an opening to grow.
대진이다 다 보고서 소수 메세대 야포 용도 마양데 또 보고서 소수 라파를 하려고 그래서.
And so the life of the children will become good or not, depends mainly on the children's hand.
아니 시당 파마소당 개개수 따지 땅아도 제대로 보시 치생지 잡시라네 딱 보고서 때다가 깔려 잡니지 딱 보고서 야포지 영화를 답시 가대는 제대로 그랬어.
So from the side of the teachers and parents, they always work hard. They try different means, different methods to make the life of children very good.
그래서 지금 보고서 뭐니 지금 소수 파마당 개개라야 기적하고 치고 그랬어.
So therefore, from the side of children, you should have respect towards your parents and teachers.
근데 이번에 지금 다 가서 남배 손에 씌워야나 다 나가도 지금 다 쇼나다 남벨이 다 시대용 곳이라 그래서.
And so, talking from the side of the Buddhism, if possible, you should bring peace in the whole world.
근데 인자야 다 시당 남벨이 시대용 와라 아니 말아서 말 게스소스면 다 시대이고 그래서.
So in order to bring peace in the world, you have to be peaceful individually. You have to be peaceful.
근데 인자 지금 소수면이 다 가르나 지금 시대로 매와 있나? 다 가서 남벨이 시대에 와서 다 매와랬고. 아니 몇 개레다 레치니다 시대로 외와나 다 남벨이 시대 용사에 가서 라오랬어.
So if there is no peace in individuals, then it is not possible to bring peace in the world. So if there is a peace in individuals, then it is possible to bring peace in the world.
근데 다 저러다 보고서 그래야 다 뭐가 시대 양도 뭐서 다 지나서 온다고 딱 딱깝기 지금 로장당 미기 아니 남자당 다 실행하고 샤와 갔다가 라래가 그래서.
So whether you will bring peace, within yourself or not, depends on how you act, how you speak, and how you think mentally and so forth.
다 간도 로치진다고 지다 보통 못 찾아요. 다 간도 파지다 진도블리지. 다 지와 나도 말해 들어와.
So people of our age, who have already grown old, will not be of much help to bring peace in the world.
But I'm not very old, okay? we are young. But the day by that, so because of so 단다 파마다 게 깔레 짠에 로바치 되버깔라 소소 딱 슈잖아 로로야고 제가 레스로와.
So the children at this time, when you are supported by your teacher and parents, when you have the opportunity, you should work hard to study well.
아니 지금 단다 파마다 게 로조 잡결이 그깔라 소소문이 지금 삼로단에 로조 맞지나 이마지 파마다 게 가잖아. 아니 소소 집을 깜베가는 나갈까나 아니 나도 지금 가리나 드라마도 영화되었지. 난 소소 로조야고 재미를 따로 땡겨서
So if you don't take advantage of this opportunity right now, when you have the support from your parents and teachers, and then just hang around and not study well, and then later, when you don't have any of these supports, and later, these parents and teachers will be separated from you. You don't have that support, and at that time, then you will have to go through many difficulties to stand on your own.
이나에 안개치 보고서 주들로줘야 제가 말을라고 말해서 봐. 제가 시청에도 당하게 봐.
So I'm not saying that you are not studying well, but this is how it is in general.
그래봐. 대리 말자 다 로줘야 뭐 제외절라 다 보고 쉬어야 뭐 제외해서 봐.
So as you study well, you have to also behave well.
내가 빼나 소소치 보고 말없어야 돼. 영화한테 내려고 쉬우래 해서 봐. 아니 propo도 보지다 투와이나 아니 마치로 그래서
It's very easy to behave in bad way because if you meet with a bad friend, then it's very easy to follow in that bad footsteps.
그래봐. 근데 propo도 두자서야 돼. 저랑 딱 맞아 지금 공조 때네 레비한테 레오 말했어. 게모시에네 지금 propo도 년도 가고 지내네. 나도 치로 그래서
So that kind of friend who leads you to behave in a bad way doesn't come to you, showing anger at you. But, somebody who comes to you smiling, and that person is the one who leads you to engage in bad behaviors.
배나 지금 나도 지금 저도 탐험만 되는 거 해보신 거이나? 담만 되는 빠지 들어와이나? 지난데 식대인데 이때 야 보여야 돼. 저기서는 저 때스데 아니 말은 주마서서 담한테 되게 잘 오고 왔어.
So, for example, if you don't smoke and you meet with his friend who smokes, and then he or she tells you that smoking is very good, it makes you happy, it makes you excited, and so forth, and then tells you in a very nice way, then that leads you, to engage in smoking and getting into the habit of smoking.
아니 자 대사치 갑자기다 라서 지금도 대야치 족보지고 족보 좀 뭐지 저런데 때스 배제는 시 띄우게 야부 쉬었었네 소소 타로지 아니 소소치 삼라치 따와셔네 이것도 데로도 왔어.
So same with taking drugs. It's somebody who leads you to do that and shows as a good friend and saying, showing as if he or she has concern about you, and then tells you that you should take this drug and makes you happy and do this and then so forth, and then leads you to get into the habit of taking drugs.
근데 다 빠졌다 보고도 빠졌다 빠진다 자치 하이스쿨 레포트부터 이제는 다 대학 콜레지도 하이스쿨 나라야 르만데 나라 근데 그 방법 용도 왔을 때가 무슨 저 야폰 많이 봐 학교지네 아니 다 등주셔로 말도 어떻게 지금 싫어를 들어.
So some of you are students from the high schools or from college, and nowadays as you see that these kind of problems arise a lot in the high schools and colleges, so it's very important to understand that and not to fall under those bad habits.
리바도 다 보고도 지금 먹어봐. 저라서 로 쉽죠. 숨주 쉽죠. 앞서가 라이지. 다 아리지. 다 그저 도쇼지 쓴지 샘베 두주야지. 이거는 랩도 mel에서도 단다 저라서 미 시와 같다당. 안에 뭐가 지다라래 그래서 와.
So you children now later when you are 40, 50 years old, whether you will become a president or not, you will become someone very important holding a very high seat in the government and so forth. It depends on how you behave now and how well you study now.
리자다 지나도 스드세나 지 지민 첨보다 지 탑탑당 또 가가 가오여로 왔어.
So we're all same in wanting to have a big name, high status, and so forth, right?
리자 뭐가 든지 고였나 대용아 제대 단다서 그래. 제대 단다 로장나 수수고 영하고 시와 그다음에 들어와.
So if you want to have that in the future, then you have to create a cause for that, and the cause for that is studying well, gaining knowledge, high knowledge, and behaving well.
어떻게 지금 시다타 남아서지 로장하고 제가 시와하고 반다나 양도하고 가만 여러 단 도스이나야 다 먹어봐라. 나도 야와라 다 타요 말 가서 야 제요.
So you seems to be studying well and behaving well, but there is no limit to the goodness. So there's infinite. It increases infinitely, and so you should do as much as possible.
다가도 다치도 나도 나바세 가르치는 때 지나고 예스로.
And so now I'm going to explain a little bit about what is what is it being a Buddhist.
아니 나바가 나바세한테 지나서 쇼치니 다 줄이래. 쇼치니 말아도 수수 셈바. 다본자다 셈바가 지금 개발도다 꼴라야 또. 그 시제야지. 다 나잖아 그들.
And so in a way, in one way, Buddhism is a religion, but on the other hand, it's like it's a philosophy that teaches you how to think in a proper way. What is the proper way of thinking and so forth.
배나 나도 남배 쉬우는 아니 코로사를 야포 말해서 많이 진짜 망보서 그러더라.
And so, for example, in Buddhism, we say that anger is not good, and it explains many reasons why it is not good.
근데 연바도 사지 좀 되셔야지 달원이 동갑제 거라 고심하라 콩 가르나. 대 야포렘 되서게 따지 제가 있어. 야 많이 받다 가는 거 갖고서 옛날야 기라수 말았지 대화당 다마요 반지도 세네 기라수 개내고 말아 기라수 소소수 따지 지생하고 봐. 딱 나라서 남가로 송샤를 들어와.
And so this was taught, by a Buddha, Buddha Shakyamuni, historical Buddha who came in this world about 2,500 years ago. He said, through my experience, I found that anger is not a good thing. It's a bad thing. It brings a lot of problems, suffering, and so forth. And so I'm telling you this, but you don't have to believe just because I said it. You can check it yourself. You can test it yourself. And so he gave the choice to us to see, to believe it or not, or to to see whether it's really bad or not.
다 대근 셈배 다 망보여서 야다 망보여서 와.
So that's just an example. But there are many things like that Buddha has taught.
배나 단다로 말아도 직강에도 때디 쉬워야나 지금 말아서 무슨 또 초중라고 넣어서 직샘 지금 마셔 주죠로. 된제데 다 맞아야 된제데 샘 된제도 마요 탑시. 먼저 강에 마요 수치 제도 말이나 된제 까불어 수수 샘바데 직 쉬우마 심 마데 다 심마야 탑시라고 시. 다 나도 마베 준마치. 다 요런 저기 그래서 와.
And so it, also in Buddhism, we receive these teachings about how to handle the problems when they arise, and how not to be so depressed when something bad happens to us.
어떻게 받아 지금 관심만지 소소그 지금 시기 보지 지주당한테 들고 많이 받지 나샘 개가 당다다 나샘 땅 못저 샘 야가 가래 누가 가래서 못저 시당 거로 그러지 말해서
So it is. So it kind of introduces what are the good minds and what are the bad minds, and how to develop good minds, how to eliminate or abandon the bad minds, and so forth.
어떻게 나다 보고서라 지금 다 나랑 지금 다 삼수 시간을 두시 해서
So there was just a small or short suggestion to the children from my side.
아니 지금 고야 저야로 녹산을 줘서 듣고로 삼았다 같이 고야 못하는 그 아무튼 예반에 얘는 연구를 받다 하는데 그래서
So if you think it makes sense, then you can think more on it. And if you don't think it makes sense, then you can just put it in through 1 ear and then let it go.
Suggest bye. I told you that to read the letter of Namju or Sunday March. Then not you. Then Yamish and Coach, that was not years ago.
And so that's about it. And now we'll start our regular study on the lam-rim teaching that we usually study on Sundays.
What is that? lam-rim said the camera switching.
So lam-rim is it's about something that we practice, right? So most of you senior students know about it already, right? And so we should set up a proper motivation at all times when we engage in practice, such as doing daily practice or meditations, or doing discussions, listening to the teachings, or explaining about the teachings and so forth. And so the sort of motivation that you should generate is the mind thinking that I must achieve a state of full enlightenment for the benefit of all sentient beings. For that reason, I'm going to do this and that and so forth. So if we achieve enlightenment for the benefit of all sentient beings, then we are free from all the sufferings. We wouldn't have to experience any sufferings at all. And also we can, if we achieve state of full enlightenment, then we can also perform these deeds that can help others infinitely by knowing exactly what to teach them, what would be best to teach them, and so forth. So right now, when we teach, when our ordinary being teaches to others, because of not knowing what would be best to teach and what would be most beneficial for that individual, to hear, we just teach, we just say what we think is the best, and it's not necessary that it's best for others. So therefore, so many people end up getting angry towards what we say.
He talked too much things.
And so many holy beings in the past, including Buddha and all the other holy beings who came in many different aspects to teach others the Dharma, what would be best for them, by knowing what would be most beneficial for them. And so because of that, then there are many different types of religion, being some religion being beneficial for one and some being beneficial for others. So therefore there came many different kinds of religions, and those, therefore we should all respect all of these religions. And so it is up to oneself to choose which religion to practice, but it is necessary to respect all of them. And also it is up to oneself if one doesn't want to practice or engage in any kind of religions.
I hate religions.
So you see some people, they say, I hate religions. And that's their own thinking, so it's all right for them.
간지 맞이 줄로 제와나 다 수도 가르치는 되게 된다. 강가라다 기집지 하시라 기침 버려 들어와.
So anyway, so it's up, like I said, it's up to oneself to choose what religion to practice, but it is important to respect all of them.
근데 이다 나도 지금 딱 개봐서 소리 강시 샤와데 아니 냠내치한테 기침을 해서.
And so, and also it's very important to practice whatever you have studied or learned.
근데 단단 안 하고 지금 다 마치 생긴도 지금 시야도 다 거기하고 싶은 나도 좀 들어왔어.
And so right now we have all these great opportunities and all the favorable conditions together to learn, study about Dharma, right?
근데 라데다 단다 다 지금 말도 지금 진짜 그러면 다 아주 저런도 그러면 다 모든 소소야 전부죠 로정지 되게 지다 아랍종 근데 요네 다 근데 지금 시지 저와도 안에 몸을 지금도 주마시 되게 몸을 들어왔어.
And especially, we have many Western sanghas who studied for a long time and then later took ordination and then became a teacher and then explained in your own language. Right?
그래서 지금 변화라도 나가서 변화돼 안에 있는 것도 저저는지 근데 지금 수수 깔레지 로종치 되게 진짜 학원에 지금 라도 주네 다 나도 마치 로종 제대로 왔어.
And especially the sangha members that we have here at the Kurukulla Center, the Venerable nuns, they studied Buddhism. They understood that it's very beneficial, and because of understanding that importance, then they took the ordination, and now they are able to explain this to other people. So this is a really good opportunity, right?
야진 삼삼치 시제 자완에서 지금 자완이 제가 지금 제모서라고 그래. 얘하고도 동도 돼. 얘하고 말했거든. 그래도 당연히 깔렸죠. 진짜로 참 통이다. 저같이 되는 들어와.
But of course, there are some people who just who thinks taking ordination is like a sport. So you take it for a little while and then give it up or throw it away and so forth. So it's that is not so good. But there are many people who take it by seeing the reason, by seeing the importance, and that's very good.
그래서 지금 다 가서 들이다 샤보 가지를 했다. 그런 뭐 에밀리아 다 남아서 지금 니자 특징이 냠내지다 걸라. 다 사실 세워 뭐란 게 근데 냠녀 같은 거 마송도 아닌 강소마다 남아서 지금 다 냠내지고 그래서
And especially at this present time, for the last few days, Venerable MA has been explaining about the daily practice, how you should practice in day-to-day life from her own experience. So this is a really good opportunity for you, all of you, to come and listen to her and also to practice in a way has been explained by her.
제가 conduci sono sciavadetta con somoneci lojonci bete 냠내ci ci sono 냠녀도 마송 되게 들어와.
So what they are explaining, is what they have studied and what they have practiced, and from their experience, they are explaining this. So this is very good.
그래서 지금 강소샤 되니까 다 말씀 냠내지 계신 분이라래.
And so again, whatever they have explained, it is very important to put them into practice from your side.
뭐 근데 이자다 나도 지금 다 가서 다 lam-rim 나발라서送的 지금 시사치 지혜변하는 다 사실 드리니까 아니 수랑만 당하는 자와세 드리바스.
And so going back to now the lam-rim teaching, liberation in the palm of your hand. If you have the same text, it's on page 63. So one of the four main topics. The second one, which is the greatness of allowing all the scriptures to present themselves to us as instruction.
어떻게 다다 가서나서 안에 아니 그래 쌤바트 좀 감에다 또 봐서 송사해 봤어.
And so last time we talked about all seeing all the teachings as teachings are without any contradictions.
아니 쌤바트 좀 감에다 또 써야 되지. 가지 아니 내내섬 제대시에 나와서 봐지. 삼삼 제대라지 다 지금 많다 말하더래 요가 있나요. 네 내들라 다 강다치 타제거든. 다 사제하는 거야. 고야 고요 하고 됐다. 쌤바트 감에다 또 봐서.
And so in short, the meaning of realizing that all the teachings are without contradiction is like all the different kind of teachings, like the 4 baskets of teachings, or the 4 classes of, 3 baskets of teachings and 4 classes of Tantra teachings. All these are explained in different ways, but these are all necessary for each individual to gain enlightenment. So seeing that is what we mean by realizing that all the teachings are without any contradiction.
아니 삼선 가시가시 나도 단다거든. 가시가시 먹어봤고 가시가시 그만 고소 맞다. 가시 맞에 사 맞에 바로 되니까 나도 고요 그래서.
So seeing that all these teachings are necessary for an individual to gain enlightenment, so some are necessary at present, some are necessary in the future, some were necessary in the past. So seeing that.
가시 맞에 때 드셔와지 닥치 바래 때 드셔와때 쇼치는 대바이나 다 쇼도 쇼시에라 아니 쇼치 된다 쇼스음 시바도 간다 되는데 그래서 근데 빼다대 빼라고 그래서.
So then there was this example of a square cloth, right? And a square piece of cloth. So it's like that. And if you pull from one side, all other corners, all other sides will be pulled. So if you pull from one corner, all the rest of the other 3 corners will be pulled also. So it's to understand like that.
어떻게 전에 직다 산직 제어 준비해서 그냥 이봐요. 나는 너도 막 가기 냠래 이봐나 직 제베 까봐야 대마 많이 받아서 직 다시 소주 제지 용화지 뭐는 잡았어 지. 근데 대체 근데 대용화라 아니 대체 속사바는 같이 들어가지 많이 내면 근데 대주라 근데 빼다 되니 그거 장도 나는 지금 나도 그래서.
And so, so when you're doing the practice of one teaching, like whether it's a teaching on the small scopes, the great scopes, or the teachings on the tantra, the 4 classes of tantras, when you're doing one, seeing that other is also important. And if one is not able to, when one is doing doing one, then wishing or praying that may one be able to do the other one, and so forth. So, thinking that, seeing that, is what's meant by, again, realizing that all the teachings are without contradiction. So in our case, when we do one, we forget the other one, right?
I don't know you guys. I did this. I did one, then I get the other one. What that is, kanse maje, ane sanjiga sura 차상치 다 그래서 가와매 봐. 아니 산지와라 강가 굴바 똑바대. 아니 대바신 가면 똑바스 되디로 벌었나.
So in short, seeing that all the teachings are needed for one, for an individual to gain enlightenment, and so that seeing that is realizing that all the teachings are without contradiction.
다 이바 안에 수라마를 당하는 자와서야 돼. 당하는 것도 그래서.
So the second one, the greatness of allowing all the scriptures to present themselves to us as instruction. So we're going to start from there now.
다 내니 빼라고 저와야나. 내니 쳐바라고 갈 거나. 땜바서 가면 또 받아. 다 수라마를 당하는 자와니 쳐바라 가려서 나와 있나서.
So what is the difference between these two? Realizing that all the teachings are without contradiction and allowing all the scriptures to present themselves to us in instruction.
그냥 가서 tan가 정해라고 지금 봐야나. 아니 tan가도 들어가라지. 수가서 말장 뭐지 차선. 이거는 다시 맞아 차선 고여 봐. 다 힘이 미지로 와서. 뒤서로도 다 땜받지 감자 또 봐.
So for example, so this example can be applied to a tango painter or some kind of painter, painting mirror or something. So for that person who's doing this colorful painting, he knows that he needs all these colors, all these different types of colors: the red, green, yellow, blue, black, white, and so forth. Right? So these colors are all needed to do this painting. So that's like saying, seeing, realizing all the teachings are without contradiction.
다 이바데 수라마를 당하는 자와다 된지데 잘라다 거와 이바 맞아. 다 잘라대 담보 패션데다 이바데다 대 출가를 드리고 차가 신게들라 다 수라마를 당하는 자와서 베레스와.
And so, and not only that, you know that you need all these paints, different kinds of colors of paints, but also you know that, okay, so at this stage you do this, at this stage you do this, and at this time you paint this color, at this time you paint this color, and you mix this color, and you do this line and so forth. So knowing that is allowing all the scriptures to present themselves to as an instruction.
어떤데다 되게 빼대 다 제일 수나 담체 사제와에 봐 고에 봐 하고 맞아 다지 고신년 때는 다 죽물을 주고 빨라 다 차선 냠내를 파 자식 보래 자식 보래.
And so when we apply this to the teaching, and then not only you know that all these teachings are necessary for oneself to gain enlightenment, but also to know how to apply these teachings into practice, starting from the practice of Guru devotion to all the way to the state of unification.
배낭도 갈아송이잖아 지 갈아지 지하보이 소발라 지딱 가르가 대샤도 지 쳐서 차송하고 같이 지금 거하고 있나 다 소무시 놓았어.
So, for example, we can have this difference, right? Different in knowing that you need all these things, but not knowing how to use them, right? So, somebody who knows that in order to cook food, you need this, you need that, you need that, and so forth. The spice, and the food, the vegetables, and so forth. But then there can be this person who don't know how to cook, right?
근데 그 거야가는 그 롱이지 탈을 먹어달라 지샤 근데 세벨로 살아 지 살로 너무 마치하고 다 지샤도 마치고 담다 생각도 다 거야도 강하거든요. 좀 마시와요. 아니 갈아야 보면 잘 좋았어.
And so even though you know, but because of not knowing how to cook, you know you need them all, but because of not knowing how to cook, you end up cooking very horrible food, right? So you know you need salt and you need chili and so forth. So in a place where you need salt, you put chili. Or a place where you need salt, chili you put a salt, or you put too much oil or too little salt and so forth. So because of that, then the food ends up being very horrible taste, right?
Therefore, you guys need to really check always for put and check. How much water, this much water, this much oil. 대로지 간식 마신 가도 갈아야 보지 땜때 나지 소알라 대부나 지가 나지 가서 레바는 가야 보용도 왔어.
And so therefore, if you follow the instruction in the cookbook, and then mix the amounts exactly as it is mentioned in the book, then the food turns out to be quite good, right?
어떤데서 예전에 막 소라 나지 수수 냠내 팔에 야시와 있나 다 소라 가래 소라 말에 담아도 잡아서 봐.
And so just like that, if you are able to practice just as it is explained in the teachings, scriptures, then that is allowing all scriptures to present themselves to you as instruction.
한 가서 가르나 대웅도 왔어. 로로 제제제 깔리 잡잡잡 당한 냠내 제일 거기서 야 제발 세대 산도 용도 왔어. 저도 지금 나도 강가용도 했어.
So sometimes you study, and but then you say, okay, now I have to find something to practice. So it's not only you; many monks also find that.
와다 대 제와디 가서 수럼 가래. 땜바신 가면도 또 해야 돼. 옛날이야 수럼을 나온 차도 말해서 봐.
So doing that, you're able to realize that all the teachings are without contradiction, but you are not able to allow all these teachings to present themselves as an instruction.
와다 때려 들리다 와다 니바 안에 수럼을 나가는 차와는 상주 남제를 받다 와는 맞잖아. 아니 다 수럼을 나가는 차도 말해서 봐.
And so he says that here, allowing all the scriptures to present themselves as an instruction. So if you don't study teachings like this, like a lam-rim like here, then you will not be able to see all the scriptures to present themselves as an instruction.
아니 대학 나하고 초대가는 대학 초대다 사실 좀 되고 송 대리스 송나 뒤 공제 준치모 다들 소리를 봐.
And so the best instruction is all the teachings of the Buddha and also the commentaries of the teachings of the Buddha.
가르치는 나 지땐 들어야지. 다 사실 좀 되는 사실 남아들이 진짜 말하고 땡겨서 지어 말해서 봐.
And so that is because in this world there isn't anybody who can explain these teachings or instructions better than Buddha Shakyamuni.
근데 얘들 나도 지 들어가지. 말 랑웨도 코 자시 되다 임바지나 그 라이도 다다르 생각도 얘기를 왔어.
So like we, in general, we also think that if he explains really well, and if he's the best person to explain, then we'll say that whatever he says is right.
어떤데 이사 당어 저대 사실 좀 되는데 임베제데 당어 때문에 사실 좀 되는데 나와요 말해서 대 몇배 제데 다 저처럼 그거 이제라면 손을 해서
And so therefore, and so the best person to explain this instruction is the Buddha Shakyamuni. So what Buddha Shakyamuni said is right, and the reason for that is explained in the Sublime Continued by Maitreya.
근데 일단 직된달라 안에 사실 좀 되다가 사실 딱 땡이요 말해서 공부 많지 마지 지금 시간 매워서 공부 가마 송셔봤다 만으로 맞춰서 송셔야 돼서
And there is no scholar in this world surpassing the victorious one, which is referred to Buddha Shakyamuni. With omniscience, he knows all things as they are, and such supreme others do not. So because of that knowledge, so whatever he says is right.
근데 이반다 다 지금 공부 강화 송셔봤다 당은 담보 로존치 된데 다 냠내 제고 그래서
And so whatever he has taught, first we study, and then whatever we have studied, then we put into practice.
근데 대다 대사다 땅가도 강가를 변해 대외 간제다 땡제서야 돼 지금도 야바트요 저걸로 비야 자료 비야 자상하면서 땅가도 진행합니다 너무 제가 말하고 무슨 손도 왔어.
And so just like it says in here, that nowadays we pile up all the scriptures on the teachings of the Buddha and the scriptures on the commentary and to the teachings of the Buddha commentated by great scholars after Buddha. So all these scriptures we just pile up as an object of offering, but we don't really put it into practice.
아니 삼삼 땅가도 지금 봐도 쬐져야 돼 소소 지금 리베치야 근데 거기 지금 놈이 시험하지 다 냠랭이 들어다가서 냠랭이 지금 말이 들어와.
And also, when we use those scriptures, we use only it to do the discussions, to find out about something, but not really to put into practice. Same in the monasteries, the great monasteries like Sera Monastery and so forth. When where monks study philosophy, the debating is one of the main subjects, and so where they have to debate with other person, and so they refer to these scriptures. So okay, what does it say in this scripture? And so they usually use that scripture just to know how to defend when somebody else says like this and like that. And since if he can find answer to that, or if he can find somebody to defeat someone, got some information to defeat the other person, then that's good enough for him to study about that scripture. And so there is one occasion in this monastery, in these three great monasteries, where all the monks come together from all this great monastery, to share their knowledges and to debate with each other. And so this occasion is regarded as very important. And so then during that time, these monks they studied all these scriptures from the Gangyur, Tengyur, those are the teachings of the Buddha and translated teachings of the Buddha and translated teachings of the commentaries of the Buddha's teachings. And so during that time, they study all these scriptures to find the information to defeat the other person, to negate what the other person is saying, and so forth. So during that time, sometimes His Holiness will come and view the debate, and then he will listen very carefully to what they are saying and how they support to their statement, and what kind of quotations they can recite from these scriptures to support their statement and so forth. And so this is what it's saying in here. We use these scriptures on Buddha's translated teachings of Buddha and translated commentaries of Buddha's teachings. We use these scriptures just to just for that kind of reason, not really for putting into practice. So, not saying that that's the wrong way to do that. Of course, it's great to study, even just to study like that. It's very good because that helps to improve or enhance your wisdom. So that's why these the monks who study philosophy, they are very good in supporting and defending and so forth. So whatever they say, they're very good at debating, and therefore, in general, the Tibetan people say, don't argue with the monks who study philosophy. So that is because whenever you say something, they will either prove it or disapprove it, and they have always some reasons to do that. So whenever they do that, whenever they prove, they always have good reasons to explain from the scriptures. And so usually, of course, it's possible, we should study all the scriptures to put into practice, but most of the time, this is what it's saying in this teaching, that most of the time we use it, just as an object to make offerings, or to debate with others and so forth. So like I mentioned this many times before, that there are monks who study for 10-15 years in the monasteries, and then later after that they go somewhere else to look for something to practice. And so that is a very clear example of not appearing these teachings as an instruction. So there was this Geshe in Tibet one time in the Kham province. After he became Geshe, and then he went to receive teaching from a Nyingma Lama, a Gelu Geshe, who went to receive teaching from Nyingma Lama to practice. He said, I need to do some practice now, so therefore I'm going to receive this teaching from Nyingma Lama. And then people thought, okay, so the Gelugpas, they only have things to talk, but they don't have anything to practice. And so that is because whatever you have studied, whatever he has studied, to be particular, he has studied, he was not able to put into practice. So here also it happens, right? So you come and study here all these teachings, and then later you say, now I have to do some practice, so I'm going to receive some initiation. So many people are like that, right? So it says, now I have to do a practice, so I have to receive initiation. So usually people think that when you do practice, it has to be something that kind of like a reciting mantra. So if you're reciting mantra, then you're doing practice. It's not necessary. Whatever you have studied, so if you can apply that to your thought, so that is self.
투성 것은 야마라고 제가 그러더라고.
And so whatever you have, studied, whatever you have, studied, contemplated, then you have to meditate on it. So whatever you're going to meditate on it, first you have to study, and contemplate on it. So these three has to be inseparable.
Then legendary 처음 타고는 거를 상타와 있나? 한번때 로조치. then 이걸 상타. then 처음 타고 곰 지금 와서.
So in the case of death and impermanence, first you have to study about it, then you contemplate it, then you meditate on it.
아니 지 신이 때들어 올라가는 한번때 로조치. then 로조치 이걸 상타. 그 상은 then 때 곰적. 그죠 와서.
So same with the Guru devotion. So first you study about the Guru devotion. What does it mean by having devotion to your Guru? And then you contemplate on this, so it's really like that or not. And then once you find, oh yeah, it's really like that, so then you apply that, make that thought in your mind, and then just keep on, focusing on that or meditating on that.
And then lam-rim 집어넣는 다 빼드는 방법이 있으나, 서로 강한 로조 제자와 된 냠내 제거를 했는데, 로조 맞아와 냠내 제거는 들어와 있나? 이거 말해서 말해서.
And so whatever you're practicing, whatever you're going to practice, that's what you should study. So and if you don't study that, there's no way you can practice. So studying is important first.
그러나 산이 따주고 요이나 대리 따뜻할 틀리네. 산이 주사 사자 내는 다 되는 야매 같이 좋아하나 산이 따뜻하고 놓여요 들어와.
So it's an example here. Because if you're going to have a horse race, and then you take the horse today to the place where you're going to have the horse race, and then you make the horse run a few rounds, and then tomorrow when you take the horse to that place, it knows it's familiar with that place now, and it will run exactly.
다때 맞아 대리 티 horse 따주서 파티 지금 다 거기 주사를 찍대. 산이 사자 제발 주나 따따 도도 주고 가서 사자가 따라 신고를 말고 왔어.
So today you take the horse to train, to this place, and tomorrow you take, when the actual race is happening, if you take it, to a different place, then it will be confused, right? Because it's not familiar with the place.
근데 나도 지 로조 제제제제 다 냠래 제제 많이 듣는다. 다는 그냥 공공으로 그래서 고비로 그래서 나 송으로 들어와.
So same way, we keep on studying one thing, and then we go to different things for practice. Then of course we're not familiar with that, and then we'll be confused.
그래서 다 대마요. 강 냠래 로조 제자가 돼. 냠래 파 제 답시 들어가는 거. 이 땡이가 중도로 람을 전부들 저희 말씀으로.
And so there is no better scripture than this lam-rim, Chemo, the great exposition of the stages of path to enlightenment by Prabhupada, to explain how to engage in the practice, how to study it through the practice.
세상 이제 다주 간접 땡겨라도 산책 수업 자상 나도 산책에 냠내고 거셔 땡겨 되는 나도 도주 나는 진로로 제나 나도 루토게 말이야 루토 말이야.
And so, so the reason why this teaching on the stages of path to enlightenment is the best is because it explains, it condenses, and then explains all in a detail, in short and detail. So the other scriptures like the teachings and the translated teachings of the Buddha and the commentary, they have like hundreds and hundreds of volumes, and so to put them all into practice is very difficult. But here it explains very clearly, so it is easier to put into practice.
대다 대다 수라 당하다 문처와는 상주다 상주 나로라 고아 맞춰나 다는 수로 가리는 것도 고아쳤단 말이야. 다 수로 나로라 고아쳤 개념을 내서와.
And so if you understand the lam-rim, the scripture lam-rim, then it is easier to understand or put into practice. So if you are not able to gain understanding of the lam-rim, then you will not be able to understand and gain understanding of other scriptures.
어디에다 난 특정 안에 나온 초든지 로년 다시네 아니 진짜 집에 통데 로도만 집티 세네 다내 집 유럽 장도 다라 로전 쳐와 차상 다 나르는 녀석 쳐와 렌드 우세네 다 고나지 또 고안해 말이에요. 단소 다 소로 말이 당하는 집에 따래 들어와.
수송에서
특정 나온 초든지 자살 로년 다시지 아니 진짜 시바세 티통 파페 아니 로도만 티 쉬어버렸어. 대신에 다 나랑 맞출 로션 제다가 쳐서 다 남는다. 로션 제가 렌드 우스도 다 라트 말이었어. 대람 주바데 다 아니 그래
주서 수신.
중매도 특정 나온 저듯이 시사대 지든 장셔 봐.
So it's a great master teaching.
특정 나온 저든.
Teaching Ngawang Tenley, went to receive teachings on the three principles apart from Jameshe. And so when he received teachings on that, so then he realized that all the scriptures that he studied, all these numberless scriptures that he studied before, is all to put into practice.
대전에 아무 저절로도 잡으세요. 되게 제트 밀루는 걸 갈라 양식다. 당가 로게나 맛 계속 놔뒀다. 냠내겠네. 이는다. 니나는 도스들 소화된 다 하고 돼. 다 소로만 당하는 재미가. 다 깨려고 가서. 그래서
And then again also it says the great adept Losong Namgyal, when he was receiving the oral transmission of the 8,000 verses of the Professional Wisdom Sutra, and then he said all the important points in our practice is in the scripture. So that is again a sign that all these teachings are appearing as an instruction.
어떤 애들 빼나 딱 먼저 깝던 거 무도저로 제바다 빼나 샘지가 깝다 빼나 아니 제가 친구 깝지 아니 땐데 제가 거는 아니 쉐블 아니 소소 가라야 다지 아니 요추소도 하지 다 두지 반년에 제래서.
And so when you're studying the first chapter of the Ornament of Cloud Realization, which is about the mind generation, the generation of the mind of enlightenment, and that explains about the great scopes, path, the vehicles, the paths of the higher vehicle, and then when they study about the independent rising, and it talks about mainly about the paths of the medium scope, or the middle vehicle, and then a lower vehicle, and then when they study about the concentrations and then the form and formless absorptions, and so it all talks all about and the world, the three realms of world and so forth.
어떤지 받았지. 가려나 말아서 지금 가만 로조 제자가 됐다. 냠내다 봐. 이제 20이 따고 그러더라.
So during all these studies, whatever you are studying, whether in the study on the mind generation or on the independent origination and so forth, so it is important to understand how to put that into practice.
다대 로조 받지 않았다. 나는 근데 막 갈래 당하고 연거려도.
And so this teaching on the lam-rim teaches us about the steps and how to put these teachings into practice.
내가 다 담불로조 지는 가서 새벽하고 지금 가르는 가서 세빙 액관가는 고셔져요 왔어.
And so first, we have to study and and collect all these informations, right? So just like you open a saving account and you save all these informations.
근데 나 삼성마다 용도 왔어. 내가 찔러 왔나 뒤쇼 담보도 하고 맞이나 뒤 어딜 가는 거 어딜 맞이. 내쇼 정한이 지금 내 로터는 가서 개개 고해서 하는 거 잡고 왔어. 돈 재미있어.
Sometimes when we read a book, first we read one page, we don't understand, and we keep on reading, and even after we have read about 10 pages, we still don't understand what it's really talking about. So it shouldn't be like that.
담보편에 쇼 찔러 왔는 뒤만 그 대나다 가야 되지. delta 대만은 쇼심바졌다. 로조지. 근데 이걸 썸다. 근데 검장을 시고서.
So not like that, but you should study. When you study the first page, when you read the first page, you should understand everything on the first page. If you don't understand from that page itself, then you refer to something else. And so, it is important to make that first page understood.
얘네들은 땅가 로조제 들어가서 제일 됐다. 쇼치로 대하고 대어도 치료야 아니로 숨로 쉬어도 쇼정원이 절로 되게 하고 하면은 내가 봐요. 이 감각이 그다야사 또 이해되게 들어.
And so many people sometimes they just read one page, they don't understand, they keep on reading, they don't understand, they keep on reading 10-15 pages, they don't understand anything, and after that they get bored and they throw the book away and that's why they go to sleep.
그래, 내가도 답도 요거를 드린다. 즉 담보 로종 제한테 즉 내가도 고모다 이렇게 좀 잘 알아서.
And so that happens, so it is very important to try to understand the meaning from the first page.
Today, how call you now? And it that show you the region that Tina Chilona, Master Chicken, Yamaka Project, and our response was.
So if you understand that, then you will be able to apply every instruction into practice. So even if you find just a verse of teaching on a piece of paper, then you know how to practice that and where to apply that practice.
The parents Rinpoche, they Tanyamlecha Mares, they Tweja the race of Town Mares. Very to the Tanyamlecha the race, they let you go and Tanaja, the looks of the years through.
And so then again, this is just a kind of system or just a way that people think that when you have long scriptures, long page scriptures, then that is just for reading and debating. So reading and debating, but for practice you have a little short page scriptures. And so this is just people think like that. So for practicing, you need this short one.
You have to maybe thick book. There's a walk, very crowded book. Choose what the type Katachi. The choose the Chirachi, not the touch of
and so also there's this notion, people think that, if it's a great book, if it's a thick book, then it's more sacred. And if it's a small, then it doesn't have much value. It's not very sacred and so forth. And so also when people carry a big book, they think, he's studying a lot. And then when they're reading, small, when they're carrying a small book, they say, it's just a story, it's just a story book. So you shouldn't think like that.
I said, what today is that Pabongka Rinpoche song, no much Saganga College of Kalayachi. And they show it to the yes, was they show it the Walker, Yawaka song, reduce the walk. There is one of the cars and any that Chunju, that better, that Chunju and the Pong, the Ponga, the Ponga, the dances at it. What they did touch you with that Chunju, the Ponga, and then Kato Yapo in the method of the Chini Chimpin, that could not say, that Chini Chimpin, then the Chimpin, the Usama. Better now get that, and Gopa, Lemba, that needed Joe Mumboji, and then Sam Suzula, nothing, and Chikila, Dada Yen. Touch with Timbo, Tandana, Tandana, or Dandrochi. Can't you imagine Lotte have a proportion in Yamaji? But the little you and that Joe and drinking, never mean and the Lotion Corp, just one Lotion. How can I show one? Somebody down the child, you go to the.
And then, the Pabongka Rinpoche said, you'll even readily see how any discarded scrap of paper in a wayside shrine, which you chance to become a topic of meditation within your practice. So he says once he was, when he was young, he found this discarded page on the wayside shrine. So it's like usually they have a house, we call it tata house. You put the tatas and the scriptures that you don't use. So anyway, he found this page, and where it was a song written by the seventh Dalai Lama, Geshe Ngawang Tenley. This is the young bee in the rhododendron. It flies from brightly colored flower to flower. See how quickly he moves from one to the next. Harmony song explains this image. Many people in this degenerate time have impure minds and allow in trivia. Look, friends, no moment enemies the next. I have not found a content friend. So again, what is this information talking about? And this is mainly talking about this, friends cannot be friends forever, enemies cannot be enemies forever. So friends can become enemies. There is no certainty, to the friendship, and so that you can apply into the practice of the medium score. So if you know how to do that, then you are able to see all these teachings as an instruction. And so whatever study you do, you should know how to put that in, how to integrate that into a practice.
아니 가는데 가다 대충 공리 이게 나치가다 말이와 처상 소소 담아대 차시바도나 가다 봐서 그래서 지단이 친구네 가져오는 지 주변라 가듬새도 간지 답바 가려나 아니 내가 이게 나치장 돌때면 봐 가듬새 저 가듬새 그래서 지름 보지 저 두년에 아니 손전화에 가라요 다 드리피 가다가 좀 봐라서 무슨 송아 그래서
And here also he explains about the kadamba. So Ka means the teachings, and Dham means the instruction. So being able to see all the teachings as an instruction. It's called kadamba. So that's in general. And it says associated with that foundation session in the medium scope, dealing with the samsaras born uncertainty. So that's talking about that verse, right? A song by the seventh Lama. And so having a single letter taken from all the Buddha's word, Ka, and commentaries appear as personal instruction, and that means the Dham. And so the Ka is the teachings of Buddha, Dham is the instruction. Not to be ignored is known as the Kadam.
근데 다 관심 맞지? 아니 저기 수업 담아도 저기 된 지나있잖아. 아니 나를 투바든지 맞춰봐. 대든 수업 보려다 집에 된 신년 때는 신라가 봐. 남기를 봐 제디. 아니 이 사실 강랑 너로에도 가서 내터도 지금 조금씩더라 조금 도저히 아니 가래. 아니 나를 제셔봐 주나 아니 수업이 냐면 이거를 됐구나. 신이 되는데 신이도 도저히 빼자 가리나한테 파샤시 와시. 처음 떠보고 가라 강가 파샤시 와시. 레진도 거 처음 자시 와시 좋아이나. 아니 다스 nom을 당하면 잡아도 용어를 해서.
And so it says that Rinpoche asked Rinchen Pel, the great scholar, for the meaning of the word Kadam. So this is when it came. So in the scripture instruction, Rinchen Pel's reply was to have a single letter and even like N or P or whatever, and so from the word of the victorious one appear to you as an instruction not to be ignored. And so this pleased Rinpoche so much that he said in praise while giving a public teaching, today a scholar has extended my thinking, it is said. So anyway, so then again, all the teachings, starting from the good devotion all the way to the union of karma by special insight. So being able to put all these teachings into practice. So whatever information or teaching you hear, just put this into practice of the small scope, put this into practice of the medium scope, or put this into practice of the great scope, and so forth. So being able to do that is taking all the instruction and all the teachings as an instruction. Being able to take all the teachings as an instruction.
아니 배나오시나 미치라야 레다 조다 좀 숨가요 와이나 아니 사바텐디 라나야 계속 걸룩셔나 그러면서 야 사셔로 왔어. 근데 지금은 지금 와야 있는 딱그 사는 사람이 아니 사는 사사람이 저를 되게 지금 배대나지 아니 레진이 저마다 신이 되는 수수 카드라 가면 바샤시고 그래. 근데 자신아 아니 지금 로로잖아 야 티칼 양주 반에 또 먹어가지고 또 로주야 차로 그래야 되는 거로.
So all scripture, even that discarded page in the Vesha Shrine, can be completely integrated as an instruction, taking a person to enlightenment. Moreover, this can be completely integrated in instruction, taking you yourself to enlightenment. Once you understand that it is as if Buddha and others had given all these scriptures, especially for you, you develop the utmost respect for all of them. And so, again, the other example. 그래서
근데 좀 요와인 근데 소소소 루사가 백하가 요와이나 아니 티가라 양주 써와일래나 양주 두두가로 줘레스 근데 백 매와이나 저만로 찍혀봐야나 다 콜루나는 루사메 사람은 사람이 나도 배도 말해 들어와 배 대나이 들어와.
So just like you have three separate bags, for rice, wheat, and peas. And so, when you find something, and say, oh, this is rice, so it goes into the rice bag. This is, the wheat, it goes into the wheat bag. If you don't have that, then, when you find a single grain of rice, then you don't know what to do with that. You don't know where to put it, and you don't think it is enough for you to eat, and then you just discard it. So it becomes like that.
어떤데 맞아 빼대나지겠지. 아니 단순히니까 저와 맞다봐 레전드 신에 대해서 어떤 갈라치 레레식 수수 딱 대신에 대해서 왔는데 단순히가 갑자기 너 근데 저와 맞다고 가시는 건데 또 많이 기억이도 참 카카하고 있나? 아니 디가는 주바 내면이 내려고 싶어서.
And so just like that, you have these different sections on the Guru devotion, and perpetuum and rebirth, the karmic law, of course, and effect, death and impermanence, and so forth. So you have all these different sections. So when you read something, and that it tells about the Guru devotion, then it's, oh yeah, this goes into the Guru devotion section. And then it tells about death and impermanence, oh, this goes into the death and impermanence section. So you know where to put it exactly. So if you don't have that, then you will not know how to where to put that instruction, where to put or where to integrate that in the teaching. So being able to integrate or apply right away. Again, also it says that if you what's the difference between realizing all the teachings without contradiction and allowing all these scriptures to appear as to present themselves as an instruction to you. The difference is that if it is if you are able to see, if you are able to allow all these teachings to appear as an instruction to you, then you'll be able to see that all the teachings of the Buddha are without contradiction. But when you're able to see all the teachings of the Buddha without any contradiction, it's not necessary that you'll be able to allow all the scriptures to present themselves as an instruction to you. So realizing that all the teachings of the Buddha are without contradiction is knowing that all these teachings are necessary for an individual to gain enlightenment, right? And so allowing all the scriptures to present themselves as an instruction is not only knowing that they are all needed, but also knowing how to put them into practice. Just like the example where you know that not only you know that you need all these ingredients to make the food, but also you know how to make the food. So by reading the books or instructions, you can see what ingredients are needed to make that food, but not necessarily that you know how to make that food, right?
Maybe you can read Thubten's weekend book?
Oh, it's a
cookbook,
weekend
yeah.
book?
Weekend book. You know what we need, that maybe you don't know how you make it. Sure. 다시 가르쳐나. 강사지 상대와라 제우스로 쳐서 그와티 고기 바시바티 다 되게 때만 가면 또 맞지. 다 시바는 맞을 때 냠내 제시와나 아니 정말 당한 자와스로.
So knowing that you need all these teachings to gain enlightenment is knowing or realizing all the teachings are without contradiction, and not only knowing that you need all these teachings, but also knowing how to put them into practice. Is like allowing all the scriptures to present themselves as an instruction to you. So what kind of person are you? Are you both or just one?
I'm just maybe I'm one. 지체는 게 다가래. 수라 답장 가면도 또 가다 지체는 날 많이 살고 지체는.
And that is only maybe I'm a person who knows and that all the teachings are without contradiction. Knowing that all these teachings are needed for myself to gain enlightenment. But not able to allow all the scriptures to present themselves as an instruction.
Well, what can you guys? More than one. I think most, if you remain most one, I don't know.
So if you're like me,
yeah, if you like me,
mostly one.
So, 나도 지식입니다. 야, 다 간지마지 나라도 지금 오늘 제가 되나 로로 제 당하도 오늘 가르치고 뭐 하고 오면도.
So most of us, we study, but we don't really know what to put into practice.
이렇게 가리 냠이 제거 하모가 와요. 아니 가라로 말로 아니 다 스라도 당하도 작은 맵에 딱 됐어요.
And so when you know these teachings but don't know how to put them into practice, whether you say you are one or both or whatever you say, but you're not able to see or allow yourself, allow the scriptures to present themselves as an instruction to you.
네, 다 나도 세비 차이면서 나도 야부셔라 그랬어. 근데 다 대사를 계시 땅에 단다치로서 냠이 제가 아무 가대로 된다. 나도 이대지.
So that's not to say we should not, we should be discouraged. So of course we should not be discouraged because even those Geshes who have studied for many years in the monasteries don't know how to put it in practice.
Include me. 나는 남아서 대세요 말이 남이 따오래 다 사실 비슷하오래 이나 단단 두치는 걸로 쳐야 되시라 야보래서.
So of course, in your case, you're very busy. You don't have much time. You have to take care of your family, job, and so forth. But you still try your best to study. So that's really good.
2-3 hours of driving, difficult to find parking. 근데 나는 끝나고서 야보시라 됐으나 딱 그래. 지세야 하겠어 봐.
So therefore, you're very good, and I rejoice for all your all your attempts to study and practice.
그러니까 다 단다 대리사님만이라 아내라고 비교를 비 그래 다 제시 잡아 세워 세자마 저들 치야지 다 야부 제로지.
So for next again for next few days, I'm just going to explain to you very clearly, in a nice way, very clearly. So it is a great opportunity for yourself also to make things clear. So ask anything you don't know.
어떻게 해서 지금 강 소마티 안에 뭐라는 거지 로종지 남내지 남녀 보통 방송 그래 제가 편도했어.
And so whatever she's explaining, is what she studied and practiced, so it's very beneficial.
Okay, that's it. Do we have questions? So such a consequence. What are the four meanings of the name? So such a consequence. What are the four main topics of lam-rim? What are the four main topics of lam-rim? Okay. Who's volunteering? Okay.
It's the purity of the author, the greatness of the Dharma,
Yeah.
the right way to teach and listen to the Dharma,
Yeah.
and the sequence to teach the disciples.
Yeah. Correct. Are you looking for the?
I read my notes.
Good. Good. She's ready. She's winner. She's winner. Okay. Then. What is the way to lazy all the of teachings without contradiction? You understand?
What is the way?
What is the way to
Realize.
realize all of the teachings without contradiction? Understand? You guys understand? Right? Okay, who's okay, right?
It means that one person should understand them as practice in order to be enlightened.
Okay.
그래, 그 냠레임 하고 그랬어. 내 참아는 최선, 저 송주 참 송라통 데서 그래서 사이드 얘기시는 냠레임 하고 그랬어.
Good. Good. You guys, therefore I say, always you guys good. Because you know. If you don't know, I say, oh. 좋아. And 다 몰라야 돼. Yeah, she's ancestor, right? Okay? Then this one question. Second question?
Third.
Okay. What is the meaning of the example of the daughter telling two different things to the same person? Understand?
Yeah.
You need to learn? Okay? Okay.
Yeah, it may work at one time. He needs all of those things at different times in order to get well. So it's all for the same person.
This is the example, right?
Yeah, that was the example.
How you did it? Okay. You know?
So what is the meaning?
What is the meaning?
Oh, the meaning is that it's that he needs all of that in order to get well. And you use the example for the in order for us to know that there's no contradiction in those remedies that he gave the person. It was all necessary for in order for him to get where he wanted to be, and which would be the same in order for us to get enlightened. We need all of the teachings. There weren't contradictions.
내가 또 3개월에 최소한 걸을 때 썰 거요 말했어요. 땡겨버렸어요.
가와서라고 가르쳐 버린다고요. 가와서라고 가르쳐 버린다.
So what kind of contradiction is it explained in the teaching?
이러고요.
That makes like two different
Oh,
things.
because there's different types of teachings where there may be a teaching where in the tantras, and a different teaching in where something may be allowed in tantras, but it's not allowed in some of the other teachings. But there's no contradiction because you need all of it in order to get enlightened.
Yeah, that's right. 일단은 먼저 골로 통다스면 파다나 가서 나와로 숨고 왔어. 질라나.
So
골로
just
상보가라 주든지 된 바에 나도 저걸 했어. 바로 가서 저거 말했어요 지금. 만나고 숨도 왔어 나.
So just like in the three trainings of the will of Dharma, in the first training of the will of Dharma, Buddha said everything exists truly, and then in the second he says nothing exists truly. So this seems like a contradiction, right?
Okay.
So just like that.
Yeah, 단다시다. Yeah, she's also right. No, just example. I give more step there.
Whatever she said is right, but I was just adding more on that.
Okay. In what manner? What's the manner?
Manner.
Oh, manner. In what manner do Oh, I'm not stucky. Somebody push me.
Bodhisattva.
Oh, Bodhisattva.
She printed.
Oh, okay. In what manner do Bodhisattvas know the path of all three vehicles?
Yeah.
Say one more time.
You understand? Okay. In what manner do Bodhisattvas know the path of all three vehicles? If I'm pass.
Do you pass?
Yes.
Look as I give you examples. Okay. Who's giving answer? He talked the last week very lot this.
Where's it? Vikrant?
Oh, yeah, go ahead.
I think I've written it down, so I'm going to just read it what I've written down. I think the goal is, the goal is Buddhahood. And Buddhahood is having all good qualities. And to achieve the state of all good qualities, the Mahayana path must help with all the faults, and all the faults must come to an end to the Mahayana path. And therefore, every scripture that is in the Mahayana path has something good to offer. So one must read all these scriptures and all the different paths that have something good to offer, and then you can really help. So therefore the bodhisattvas must read and study and know everything from all vehicles, from all paths.
So like a manner, it means like in what way they come to understand. How do they come to understand all the paths of the three vehicles? What you said is right. So they have to know all these things, but in what way they come to know? How do they know it?
Because
how do your food get into your stomach? By eating it through mouth, something like that. So similar in that manner. How do the food get into the stomach?
Because
through the mouth, like that. So how do the bodhisattvas know the path of the three vehicles?
Because the previous question's answer, there's no contradiction. The previous question about that is there was no contradiction. Therefore they know that, that's how they know. In that manner.
Okay. Sorry, wait a little bit. Okay.
We'll get back to you there.
Is it because they study, contemplate, and meditate? Is that how they?
Okay, yeah.
The way leading to an understanding of the paths belonging to the three vehicles is something bodhisattvas should develop in their mind stream in order to be sure of the different routes to achieve benefit for others.
Oh, that's good.
So what's the word?
Mind stream.
No, the manner. In what manner? The word to explain that? By? To come to understand? Developing it. That's the word.
What is it?
So developing. So in the manner of developing it in their mind. How do they come to know? It's through developing that in their mind.
Could you see by realizing it in their mind? Is that
Same, yeah. Same. Realizing or developing in your mind.
저도 강의에서 나오라고 하더라. 나는 몰라야 되지. 나는 문제라든 것을.
So I mean, the way you said is also okay, but the exact way, exact word, how do you come to know is by developing, but generally.
But through study, contemplation, and meditation, they realized them. Okay, so it was just that one next step.
식당 대단한데 밥 되겠어. 나도 빼자나야 아니 상체 대바디 이들이랑 가면 말이야. 어디 있는 거 람터지 집에서 람터지 찌어서 람터지 다가는지 샤와에 샤라서 놓이스 때문에 그랬어. 그때 엄마가 진짜 하자면 아니 수수기를 째리 딱 그래. 집에서 거기서 드신다고 그랬어.
So yeah, I mean, of course, you come to know through that also, through contemplation, through study, and through meditation. But when it is explained in the sutra, how do bodhisattvas understand or realize the path of these three vehicles? Then by developing in their mind.
By developing what in their mind?
Those paths, the realization of those paths.
So meditating on those paths.
오, 다티 가서 대화서 인터뷰를 맞아이라. 상주쌤 남섬이 와서 데릴람도 수수기를 깨고 그래서.
So those three paths, the hero's path, the solitary realizer's path, and the Mahayana path, you have to develop those paths in the mind.
가상이지 쉬이 봐서 다 인터뷰 남섬이 인터뷰 아직 되고라 아직 되고 돼 말이에요. 그냥 강사 담임에서 토벌로한테 강사 결했잖아. 아니 니한테 람 시더라고 그래서. 니동에 토벌로한테 강사 결했잖아. 아니 라한테 람 시더라고 그래서. 너 돈에 토벌로한테 들어갔잖아. 아니 다 장수 때문에 람 시더라고 그래서.
So again, to go a little bit more detail on that, like when we talk about the hero's path, what is the main hero's path we're talking about here? So what they mainly practice, what the heroes mainly practice, right? And so, they mainly practice on the selfless as a person. So if you realize the selfless person, then you have realized or you have developed the hero's path. And what do the soul realizers mainly practice? They mainly practice the emptiness of duality. And so when you realize that, when you develop that, then you have developed the paths of the soul realizers, the Parteka Buddhas. And so that's what it means. So not saying that you have to enter into hero's path or you have to enter into the soul realizer's path.
다 주소 좋았지. 대주자가 조용한 것이는 중책을 했어. 중간을 쳐였어. 나 몰라 했으나 안게 막 그러고 해서.
So when you others explain, if you explain that, you'll pass, but she will gain the more great.
It's not about passing. It's not about passing, it's about developing, right?
도대체 나 나는 처음에 니까지 들어요. 주소 나는 로고요. 내가 나는 들어나 보였어.
And so also, it explains in the lam-rim Chemo, the great exposition of States of Path in Songkhapa. In that text, also it explains about it. So if you can read that text as well, then you will get more information on this. So if you, in terms of the extensiveness, of course this is more extensive, but it has some different information also.
I think you all maybe two. 나 강사기와 가서 땜바트 좀 가면 동네에 소라만 당한창이 그래서 이까지 들어오세요.
Maybe you all are the person who realized all the teachings of that contradiction, and also who is able to allow all the scriptures to present themselves as instructions.
I think maybe only me, not John Dan. Okay, do you have any other questions?
This is one.
Okay.
It says like 3 vehicles, and then I thought 3 vehicles mean Hinayana, Mahayana, and Vajrayana. And then there are the 3 disciples that mean the healers and the solitary realizers and the bodhisattvas. So that's where I think I got the confusion.
대과수나다 그런 게 있으나 따라 대면다 대전다 되네 어제 대과수나 삼레스 그냥 그런 로마수나 로마대는 건 년도 로마로 안 되고 그냥 장주선 봤었는데 거기서 뒤에서 그런 거 뒀어
대대 된3점 고조 대가서 대 들어와 딱이라고 그랬다. 나한테 라이브에 태웠으면 돼야 돼. 아니 다 도시도 그렇고 말했어. 알라고 말했어.
So
3점 때 양 태워서는 아니 말 고르게 되었어.
So when you talk about the 3 vehicles in general, it's referring to the heroes, soul realizers, and the Mahayana vehicle. But of course, the Vajrayana, is included in the Mahayana. So it's one, it's one there already. But yeah, so in this case, it's not referring to Vajrayana. It's just saying Mahayana in general.
Okay, you win. Okay.
Very kind of you, thank you.
대리 저도 가면 대가도 단 깜돈단 전에 고작하가 좀 이제다. 그래. 네. 대화선 때만 대 마디는 봐. 가트에 내려서. 고 진도다 깜 셰야 그래. 셰야 깜돈데다 믿고 가가 놓으서.
So yeah, it can be explained in different ways, just like you said, Hinayana, Mahayana, and Vajrayana. But again, it depends on different contexts.
Okay.
Because Buddha can manifest in so many different ways to help tame our minds. And the topic we're studying is that even a small paper that someone found when they were at the stupa, they taking that as an personal instruction. So could we say that everything could be taken as an because we don't know how Buddha could manifest into any common being or anything like such as like was it Maitreya, the dog was he generated great compassion. So is it true to say that we could use anything as a personal instruction from the Buddha, but even though it wasn't presented as the Buddhist instruction, you know what I mean? Like meeting anyone on the street or any circumstance, could we say, use this as a personal instruction for the Buddha, even though it isn't, so how could we?
그는 미직토는 더 미디어 엄마랑에 나라 되는 담마시고스. 나는 키즈토는 키드만 담마시고스. 그 키드토는 그 키드 빼 쪽으로 닝게 걸어서 잡아본 거였어. 근데 담마 미직토가 미디 걸어서도 미콜로 놓고라다 그 콘로라고 그 소바고 뭐 말서 뭐 검증이 되는 레스. 근데 담마가 차와치는 들었어. 아무튼 맞아 상계도 소시면 남주 담을 때는 뭐라서. 그냥 너 잡아 되는 기목이 되는 가서 남기 되는 가서 하고 도면으로 받쳐야 되었다. 대든 담아로 가서.
소담아도 개개로 그랬어. 개개로 타고. 삼신 딱 강화로 치는 개개로 타고. 나가서야 대치를 바꿔로.
So you can I mean in a way you can say that, but again it depends, you know. So sometimes what do you mean by personal instruction? So what is the instruction? You know, is the teaching is if would you say this table is instruction? You know, normally you don't say table is instruction, right? So something that explains like the teaching, you know, you can say that's instruction. And as an angry person comes to you and you say, oh, you know, this person is here to teach me how to practice patience. And so, you know, so that person, you don't say it's the instruction. The person, you can say, oh, this person is, in other words, you can say, oh, he's my teacher. You know, I should see him as a teacher, not as instruction, but I see him as a teacher. Who is here to teach me to practice patience? I mean, you can say like that. Again, it depends. You know, you can, yeah, you can see in a way you said. So usually when you say instruction, it has to be some kind of, I don't know, advice or teaching or something. You know, so the person, maybe you can say, you know, like a teacher.
So would you view it as just instruction? You know, would it be better to view something as
so mostly it's referring to the teachings
rather than
when some kind of teaching, any kind of teaching, appearing as instruction to you, to personal instruction to you,
and nothing
any kind of nothing, not other things like, you know, like you said, the person maybe can be like a person, I mean like a teacher, you know, angry person can be like a teacher. So yeah, I mean, you can if you find that way is comfortable, you can think in that way also. But you know, either way, it's good to think like that, so it will be beneficial. It's difficult for us when somebody shows anger to us, we get angry back to them, and then we chase them away.
I'm the rap, you're wrong. And it's George was not no, not so much. Then the chair was to patch the neck on the other patch. The Bieta should was.
And then when we see, you know, animals like cockroaches or you know, a rat, mouse, and things like that. So when we see in the house, you know, instead of having compassion towards them, we say, oh, these things are very dirty and they're going to bring diseases, and we always try to kick them out, you know, throw them out of our house.
Maybe special scum. Oh, it's terrible smile. Okay.
Thank you.
You can stop. Thank you.
Please turn to page 8 for Thanksgiving Mandala offering, verses 1 and 4 in Tibetan. Pagi Geshe Metodra Rira Lingshin Yideg and Badi Sangye Shindu Mite Uwagi Yokunam Dashin Lashu Harsho Jetsun Lame Kutse Rap Tenchin Nampa Trinle Chokyo Gepatan, Lo San Tempe Jome Sasumgi, Joe Munsa Tatune Gyoshi. Idam Guru Rana Mandala Kamneyatayami. From my two collections, vast is space that I have amassed from working with effort at this practice for a great length of time, may I become the chief leading Buddha for all those whose minds, wisdom eyes, blinded by ignorance. Even if I do not reach this state, may I be held in your loving compassion for all my lives, Manju Shri. May I find the best of complete graded paths of the teachings, and may I please all the Buddhas by practicing. Using skillful means, strong by the strong force of compassion, may I clear the darkness from the minds of all beings with the points of the path as I discern them. May I uphold Buddha's teachings for a very long time. With my heart going out with great compassion in whatever direction the most precious teachings have not yet spread or once spread have declined, may I reveal this treasure of happiness and aid. May the minds of those who wish for liberation be granted bounteous peace, and the Buddha's deeds be nourished for a long time, by even this graded course to enlightenment completed due to the wondrous virtuous act of the Buddhas and their children. May all human and non-human beings who eliminate adversity and make things conducive for practicing the excellent paths never be parted in any of their lives from the purest path praised by the Buddhas. Whenever someone makes an effort to act in accordance with the tenfold Mahayana virtuous practices, may they always be assisted by the mighty ones, and may oceans of prosperity spread everywhere. Long life prayers, beginning with His Holiness the Dalai Lama, third verse on page 10, and then moving to page 17 for Lama Zopa Rinpoche. Ngangri rawe kowe shenkam de pendan dewa malu nowene shenre zigwan tenzin gatsoi shape site madu tengyoshi Tupsu Shangshin Jamgun Gyowe Ten Zinkyu Pewe Kunzo Dokporze Shoksum Kowe Legmon Tudrupa Daksok Duke Gondu Shapen Sho. Please turn to Prayer for Peace and Freedom, found either in the back of your book after page 22 or in the front pocket. Due to the great force of negative karma amassed in past lives, in this life we Tibetans are undergoing great suffering. May all the causes of this suffering finally be consumed, and may the happy sun of freedom dawn above us all. The most salient supporting condition for the suffering of Tibetans are the Chinese, who are confused about what causes happiness and pain. May they develop great love and kindness and compassion directed toward us Tibetans and all sentient beings. We must recognize that for us Tibetans to view the Chinese as their enemies, and for them to view us with hatred and disdain, will cause ceaseless suffering for all concerned. Knowing this, let us have love for one another like the love between mother and child. Through the powerful reality of the three jewels and of relativity free of extremes, and through the powerful truth of the unwavering causality of karma, good or bad, may these aims that I have prayed for with a good heart come to pass right now without any hindrance. Please turn to page 14 for prayer to always meet with perfect teachers. Your form embodies all Buddhas. Your nature is that of Vajradhara. You are the root of the three jewels. Homage to you, O Gurus. In short, I seek your blessings, O Protector, to be cared for by you from birth unremittingly throughout all my lives, and thus to become your chief disciple, holding every secret of your body, speech, and mind. O Protector, please grant that all be auspicious for me to be foremost among the very first circle of disciples wherever you manifest Buddhahood, so that all my temporal and ultimate wishes without exception may be effortlessly and spontaneously fulfilled. In all my lives, never separated from perfect Gurus, may I enjoy the magnificent Dharma. By completing the qualities of the stages and paths, may I quickly attain the state of Vajradhara. Furthermore, in life after life, may I, pleasing him in return, be forever fostered by an accomplished Mahayana spiritual master, the source of every virtue of this world and beyond. In his care may I acquire in him a firm, unshakable faith, pleasing him by every means possible, doing nothing even for an instant to disappoint. May my spiritual master impart to me every instruction and every teaching in its entirety. Having understood them faultlessly, may I practice them and be able to bring them to perfection. May I never even for a moment fall under the sway of malevolent teachers and misleading friends. Having developed in every life belief in cause and effect, renunciation, devoting mind, and pure view, may I embark upon them continually with effortless experience. In every life, may every virtuous act gathered by way of body, speech, and mind be causes solely for the welfare of others and for the purest and highest enlightenment. Dedication and verses back on page 10, verses 1, 2, and 4. Through this virtue may I swiftly, having gained Buddha's name, place each and every sentient being without exception in that state. Precious supreme Bodhi mind, may it where unborn arise, and where born never decline, but increase forevermore. Ming may stay with Techen Shen Rizik, Dream and Kempe Wang Po Jam Pelyang, Gang Chen Kepe Sun Yen Song Kapa, Lo San Drape Chabla So.
Thank you, everybody.
Thank you, Geshe Ngawang.
Geshe.